that marinara that I'm trying to marinara, and I want your pepperonis in a state of matrimony.
Don't get me started on that sauce, girl, I want you as my spouse. And of course you know that dough is making me wanna propose. That's right, I'm trying to get that breading to say I do at our wedding. Yes, I wanna be your groom, cause you are my favorite food. And you know I like Italian, so let me be your stallion. Let me add you to my car till death do us part. So Pizza, will you marry me? 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 Pizza, will you marry me?
Billboard Top 10 Best Songs of 2024. Number 10.
Bananas. Bananas. Bananas.
Oh, yes.
Bananas.
You see, that's why you can't do the Konami code in space, because there's no up or down.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
AI. It can suck your dick. But should it? NPR investigates after this.
Damn, girl, I like the way you smell. What is that? Is that pepperonis? Come here, let me sing you something.
Yeah, and oh, dude, I wanted to ask, do you think any of your comedy friends would like want to buy some Adderall?
Probably.
All right, sweet. Because I'm getting like too much right now. Oh, we're live.
What? No.
Hello,
Wait.
and welcome to another Space Bear stream. This time, we're gonna be checking out some of Nate's comedy that he did.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I'm
been doing
Nate.
stand-up, as you guys know, and he filmed his last routine.
It's an open mic, yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna watch it and see what we think. Maybe give some notes.
Maybe laugh.
Maybe laugh.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
And just see where the night takes us, baby. So I guess we should give a couple more minutes for people to like trickle in.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Let's get some chat.
When's the last time you came?
Oh, you know what I should do? Like a professional streamer, man. I should pop the chat out and put it in the stream so people can see.
So now they're famous?
So now they're
They
famous.
can see them, but they can't see us.
There we go. Look at that. Beautiful.
Pizza. Same word.
Can I make this bigger? No.
Oh.
What is this? A chat for ants?
True. There was just a little bit of silence, and I was like, I don't like that. So.
All right. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Anybody have any fun stuff to tell us about before we get going? See, content guy's in here. He's in our Discord. What's up?
It's sad.
I don't know if I see any other Discord bros.
It's sad that I need to get my glasses fixed because I can't read those names from here.
Dude, I know. Well, it's not you, dude. It's small. That's what I'm
okay.
saying. Like, how do I make this bigger? I need to get like an actual stream chat.
I can only see Matthew, but I can't read the last name because, like, I know what Matthew looks like, and my brain just fills it in, but it doesn't know what that last name is yet. So it's like it starts with a G, right?
Yes.
So that's like my whole point is I recognize the shape of Matthew.
Do you want me to put chat on the other side of the screen?
Oh my God. I still can't read it.
Is it
but
better,
I can
though?
read it. I
Is
can
it a
read it.
little bit better?
I can see it. Yes, I can see it, but I can't read it because it's Crit.
No. Ah!
Anyway,
There we go. That's better. I was getting the gap between the windows was bothering me. Get bigger text. Dude, I'm trying. I don't know how.
Get
Usually
bigger text.
usually you can hold control and then scroll.
Oh, true.
And you can make that bigger, but for some reason it doesn't work on this window.
Sweet.
Listening to Dan Avidan's new album. You mean the Guitar Bros one? That's fun. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Make the chat the entire screen and the video like 1/16 of the screen. I mean, honestly, it probably doesn't matter because it's just a phone recording, but...
Yeah. Sure, quality.
All right, anyway, that's fun. Why don't we just go ahead and get started? But before we start, do you want to like maybe give a little preface about like, because this is usually, if anybody has been in our previous streams, you know, Nate is more of like a one-liner guy usually, but he's been branching out into doing like some longer routines. And this is like his first thing that he's put together that's really like a longer bit. So you want to give some backstory on where this one came from?
Sure. So usually I do one-liners and so do I get really specific or just vague? Because like it's already kind of explained in the piece a little bit, but
did you just ask me, should you get specific or vague?
Yeah.
I mean, like, is there a medium? Can we do medium?
Okay. Well, okay. So I have OCD, and in February 26th to be exactly, it was a Wednesday.
What time was it?
It was 10 a.m. is when I found out that...
What was the weather like outside?
It was sunny.
Here or where it happened?
But as soon as I found out, everything went gray.
Nice.
So there was a celebrity death, and I want to preface this with, I do not get obsessed with celebrities ever. Like, you know how when you're in school and people are always like, which celebrity crush would you fuck?
Yep. It was just like that.
I never had an answer to that because I never really felt like celebrities were on my level. Like I was below, that sounded bad.
Wow.
They're so below me.
Yeah.
No, I mean like, what's the point of fantasizing about that? Cause like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. You're not a parasocial guy.
Yeah. So I thought, but then Wednesday happened and Michelle Trachtenberg passed away, and all of a sudden parasocial became my middle name. And I just began like, cause I had like a really deep connection with her, like in my childhood. Like I watched her, like we were the same age. There was like a lot of, and for whatever reason, it really came out of nowhere. And I was all of a sudden just spiraling out of control. And the only way that I thought I could really control it a little bit was to write it down and, talk about it. And I'm in the middle of making an album about it. So it's like, I want to put my OCD into like a creative outlet, because keeping it inside is just torture and it really sucks. And it sounds really funny, like to a lot of people, which is good, I guess. So I just want to turn it into something positive and like be like, hey, your mental health doesn't have to all be like shit. It can be helpful. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do here, is just kind of try to be a voice for that kind of thing. I'm trying to tell people that, hey, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, if you have OCD, whatever you have, like there's always a positive spin on it that you can look at. And that's what this piece is about. And we'll go into more specifics when the bit's over, because I don't want to reveal any of the details, but...
Word. Yeah, that's a noble cause. Well, with that under our belts, our knowledge belts, let's hit play.
Yes, you got my friend Mr. Nate.
Well, everything I'm about to tell you is a lie, so don't laugh. So, the love of my life died. No. Don't tell my wife. I
have OCD. My OCD stands for Obsessing Celebrity Death. My soulmate was an actress. Her name was Michelle Trachtenberg. She was beautiful. She was also Harriet the Spy. She was my first crush, so she set the stage for all of the other girls that will die before I get to talk to them. For years, I've been so numb. Like, imagine an artist that forgot what emotions were. That would be like if Paula Deen forgot what butter was.
Dude.
Without emotions, I lost my ability to hear music, which is hard to like music, which is also bad if people are like, hey, Nate, you should do music instead of stand-up comedy. Thanks. But then Michelle dies, and all of a sudden I feel everything. Most of it is horrible, horrible, horrible sadness, but hey, at least I can write songs now. I'm sad. Michelle was gorgeous. To me, she was the most gorgeous girl in the world. My wife isn't really a fan of this bit. I'm just kidding. She's fine with it because the only woman I would cheat on her with is dead. Michelle had a great smile and an amazing sense of humor. And even though she had a great sense of humor, she would be like, hey, Nate, maybe you should do music instead of stand-up comedy. That's called a callback. It's called that. In fact, every time I do this routine, I imagine her up there looking down at me, being like, what the fuck? I don't even know who you are. What the fuck? Why are you obsessed with me? This is so creepy. So I've ruined the chances of becoming her friend because when I die, there will be somebody at the gate with a restraining order. Regardless, you'll still find, how do I become Jewish in my search history? I told all of this to my therapist, and she was like, this is interesting. So interesting that I'd like to make a presentation to tell my peers about. I was like, well, that kind of sounds like a breach of HIPAA, but whatever. And the overall consensus is that I'm fine. It's you guys that are fucked up. No, for real, the consensus is I have OCD, which is kind of bullshit because I knew I had OCD already. What am I paying them for, right? No. That would be like if you had 8 months of chemotherapy and they're like, you might have cancer. That would be $15,000. I'm trying to go to sleep and my brain's like, she's dead, like really dead. Not dead like a show, and she'll come back in a new show. She's not coming back, just like Dunkaroos. Except Dunkaroos came back, so that's not a really good thing. She's gone. Maybe if you liked her post on Instagram, she would still be alive. This kind of dialogue goes on for like 10 minutes, so I'm pretty sure it's OCD. But news to me, like OCD is not just washing your hands and locking the door 7 times. It's this. Yeah, it's that too. Well, the next line is I'm in so much pain. Not because of that. That's just what happened. Anyway, I've lost like 15 pounds, which I guess you can clap for. Mostly people think I'm fucking crazy, but hey, I can write again. I miss you, Michelle. I'm actually going to do a real song, if I can do that. As always, I have no confidence in myself because it's rap, and I'm not made to rap. I just can't sing, so I don't have a choice. Let's see what happens. I'm sad. That's not the right one. I'm sorry. Which would have been great if I planned that, because I got a laugh. I put that in just for you.
Oh my god, I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, we're not on YouTube. What the fuck?
So my friend filmed it and uploaded it onto YouTube. That's how I got it. But when I was watching it, that's what came in my recommendation. I was like, oh, and I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna have to do that. I'll just zoom in on that. Just for the comment.
That's incredible.
I was so scared when we were editing it that you were just gonna skip to the end and be like,
No, I told
what?
you I was trying to avoid like seeing any of it. Yeah, that's good. That's a good ending. Whew.
It's heavy.
So, I mean, a lot of the jokes I've heard in one iteration or another, but there's definitely some moments that are like newish for me.
Like me hitting my hand.
So, yeah, well, so it's hard for me to give you like criticism from like a fresh audience member's perspective.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, just obviously the next step would be to like get it down, get the beats down enough that you don't have to read it off your phone.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Which honestly is harder for two reasons, because one, obviously you have to memorize it, but two, I feel like it takes more confidence.
Oh yeah.
When you can't even have the phone between you and the audience.
Well,
So that's a big step, obviously.
Not to make an excuse, but like I think one of the biggest reasons I read it off of a phone is because at these open mics I'm changing it every single time.
Right.
Like
Well, that's why I'm
it.
saying like it's pretty obvious that like that's where you would go with
Right.
it.
I don't want to memorize it. I don't want to waste my time memorizing it if I'm going to change it. So once I get it locked, which I think it's getting pretty close, then I can memorize it, and then I don't need the phone. I still will use it for the like little parts, like the music parts, but yeah.
T. King Tonberry says the beginning started off really dark. For some people, might put people off. A lot of death consolidated in the start.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Like, the whole point is like, hey, like things can be bad.
Yeah, things
can look at them.
It's kind of like the perspective is things sometimes are dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the whole bit came from you having a bad time.
Yeah. Which is really a lot of comedy. Like things just come out of like awkward moments, or when you feel embarrassed, when you feel sad, like when you're angry, like it's all emotional based.
Yeah. So I think at that point, like if someone's put off by that, then the bit's just not for them.
Yeah, of course. Which is
but
fair,
like,
which is 100% fair.
But you know, to be fair, like you do want to have consideration for like you want to get some comedic relief in there as soon as possible. And I think you kind of do that. Like you start off with saying everything I'm about to tell you is a lie, so don't laugh. So that's like right off the bat, you know, setting the mood a little bit lighter than it could be. And then like you know what? Let's hone in on it. Where's the first joke?
Well, everything I'm about to tell you is a lie, so don't laugh.
Right. I mean, after that.
So, the love of my life died. No. Don't tell my wife.
I mean, there you go.
I have OCD. My OCD stands for Obsessing Celebrity Death. My soul name was an actress. Her name was Michelle Trachtenberg. She was beautiful. She was also Harriet the Spy. She was my first crush, so she set the stage for all of the other girls that will die before I get to talk to them.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think the pace of like how often the jokes happen is good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first iteration of this that you showed me. There was a lot more time between those
it was like
those punchlines.
It was a 10-minute bit. Also, just for T. King's sake, the original was so much darker. It was like
the original almost wasn't even a comedy routine.
Like the original, if I can remember it correctly, was something along the lines of like, people are like, "Hey Nate, how have you been?" Well, the love of my life died.
Hey Nate, how are you been?
How are you been? Well, the love of my life died. She had complications from a liver transplant, and just one day, my soulmate didn't wake up. It's been really hard at home because my wife is tired of me talking about it. So there was like a lot more space for the relief.
That's
So
definitely
that
more
boiled
down
to the love of my life died. Don't
that's
tell
like
my wife.
Anthony Jeselnik coded.
Yeah, and
That-
now
that
it's
version.
yeah. Now it's Rodney Dangerfield, which is why I did the little tug, because I'm like,
Yeah.
that's such an homage.
The
to
love
him.
of my life died.
The love of my life died. Don't tell my wife.
No, yeah, it's good.
It's all been fine
I
tuning
think,
things like that.
Like one thing we can learn from this is accidents are very good.
Yeah.
You know, like when you hit your hand, obviously that's funny, but like you can't really rely on doing something like that
No.
every time. But what you can incorporate on purpose is playing the
Song.
I'm sad
Well,
again.
yeah.
And I think it's even funnier the second time, because the first time you're just playing through your phone into the mic.
Yeah.
And then the second time it's coming through the speakers because you're directly connected.
Yeah.
And
That was such
and then
a
you get to
good-
be like, sorry, not that one.
That was
And then
such
that's
a-
like, that's perfect. Perfect opportunity.
Such a happy accident. So like what happened, you can kind of hear it towards the end when I play like the last version of I'm Sad, which is I Miss You, Michelle. My cue reset like when I hit that. So you can hear like the beginning of Colors by Between the Buried and Me, just like the first piano chord.
Oh,
and then,
really?
And then it goes
didn't
into
notice.
I Miss You, Michelle, and then that is where it reset everything. Mm-hmm. And then I went to go play it because initially I cue everything up, so I just have to hit play and it's good to go. But that fucked the cue up, so it reset the cue so that I'm Sad went up top and it deleted everything after that. I was like, it's gone. So I had to find it again. I was like, God damn it. Which then I had to stall for time and be like, well, it would have been a good accident if I meant to do that, because people laughed at it.
Yeah, no, definitely do that on purpose next time.
Okay.
That's just like foolproof. Gonna get a laugh.
Because it's like I wrote a real song. It's just it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. I actually wrote I'm going to do a real song. Yeah, it's the perfect setup.
Yeah.
Setup punchline. Andy at home just showed up. What's up, man?
And I guess I could hit my hand every time.
Also the guy bro, the Grybo,
The Grybo?
the Grybo, the one and only.
Oh. I thought you were talking about like the thing that I did. I was like, what's the Grybo? Like, also the Grybo you did was really good. That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Try to incorporate more Grybo into your
I will.
routine.
Yeah, I think that's what it
because
was
I think
lacking.
like the Grybo you were doing now was like a little dry. So if you could put like some water on it,
Yeah.
and like really let it bloom,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
Okay.
Andy at home says, I can't tell if it's just the recording or not, but I'm having a hard time catching all the words. Yeah, I'm not sure, because I mean, we have the volume down pretty low and we're listening on speakers. But also I'm kind of biased, I guess, because like I know a lot of these jokes, so like I can kind of infer if there's a word or two. How does everybody else feel? Who else?
You know what?
Who else here
You know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna do it right now. The love of my life died. Don't tell
the whole routine.
Beat for beat. Actually, hit play and I'll just sync it up. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
If you could do that, then you'd be ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
I mean,
honestly, that's what you should be shooting for.
I mean, honestly, I have most of it. It's just I just like the interacting. Like you can see when I look away from the phone and I start like I add stuff to it, but that stuff's also part of the bit. But it gives the illusion that like I'm like coming up with it on the spot. Like when I'm like I'm reading my phone, like my therapist wanted to do a presentation on it, and then I look up and I'm like, which kind of seems like a breach of HIPAA, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I start reading again. So it's like it's semi like my note cards when I use it as like a prop. But you're right. I want to memorize it, so I will get there for sure. Like, it starts with that joke. It talks about how she was Harriet the Spy. She was the first crush of my life, which set the stage for all the other girls that will die before I get to talk to them.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing to cultivate is stage presence.
Yeah.
And obviously you should not focus on that over writing good jokes.
Yeah.
But like once you do have a routine that you know is more or less working, like that's the like final frontier of how you can really, because there are certain jokes here that I feel like it's the writing is good, but if you could just really hone in on the delivery, the exact delivery that you want to do,
it's gonna take a minute. It's really tough.
You get a much bigger laugh.
This is like raw shit. Like, this is like being very vulnerable in front of strangers, and like I really feel that like I have to be careful with it too, because if I do deliver it a certain way, it will come off too dark. So like I think I'm getting the balance of like that lightheartedness. Like, I used to be like,
I think it's there.
The love of my life is dead. Don't tell my wife. Like,
Yeah.
angry or something like that. And I used to be like, you know, but you can see there's a little bit more playful in it now.
I think the pacing of the routine itself is like the medium balance is there now. It needs, some things just need to have their execution like polished.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with like the pacing. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Let me play from the middle here because there was something I wanted to comment on. I'm trying to remember.
She would still be alive. Buckaroos came back, so that's not a really good so, because I knew I had OCD already. What am I paying them for, right? No. That would be like if you had 8 months of chemotherapy and they're like, you might have cancer. That would be $15,000. I'm trying to go to sleep and my brain's like, she's dead, like really dead. Not dead like a show, and she'll come back in a new show. She's not coming back, just like Dunkaroos. Except Dunkaroos came back, so that's not a really good
Dan wrote that.
I helped you with that.
Yeah.
My iteration was way faster, and I'm wondering, did you slow it down because you thought maybe people wouldn't be able to hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what I figured. And that's fair. Because the way I originally pitched it was like, she's dead, like dead for real, like not on a TV show. She's not coming back. So she's like Dunkaroos, except Dunkaroos came back, so not like Dunkaroos. And then like it keeps going.
Yeah, more
because like the way you originally had this was like, yeah, it kind of like the pacing sped up a little bit for this part. Like it was manic.
Yeah.
Like manic depression, I guess. Not exactly what I mean to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the anxiety level of the thought process was going higher there. So that's why I pitched it like that. But yeah, I do wonder if like, cause I mean, look at this room. Look at this fucking room, dude. Yeah. Imagine how hard it is to hear anything in this room.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like the ideal version of the joke versus like the version that people in a shitty dive bar can hear.
Yeah, and they're in the back too. Most
so
people are in the back.
Only so much you can do for that.
But okay, so there's also different. We'll definitely try it, but I think what I got from other like open mics is that the manicness of it was not like translating appropriately. I think it was like scaring people. Mind you, it was like way worse because it was like she's dead for real, like not dead like in a TV show. She's gone forever. Her body's here, but
there was no jokes.
There was
originally.
no jokes. It was just pure because like
that's why I said that's why I was thinking like you got to throw in the
put
Dunkaroos
in
thing.
there.
You got to always put Dunkaroos.
Yeah,
you got to dip some Dunkaroos right in there.
You always got to dip a Dunkaroo in there.
But like, yeah, because it's really hard to do that and not have it come off as just like you're nervous.
Yeah. Or like,
although I guess if it's in the middle of the bit, like you can kind of already establish that you're in control of your
Yeah.
pacing.
Josh says, I feel like the slowed down version works better in general. The
Yeah, I
whole
think it's
manic-
more likely to work.
Oh, I want to add this in too for everybody out there. The time I did it before, I really went into that, like, she's dead, like, she's not, like, her body's here and there's nothing there, and like she's gone forever, like. And at the end, when I left the stage, the woman in the front row was like, "Is he gonna kill himself?" Like, I could hear it from the back. I was like, well, I should probably tone down that ending. So,
Yeah.
but also thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. It's all trying stuff out, and each paragraph has to be adjusted and figure out what works and what doesn't. And it's hard because every single mic is going to have a different audience, and like a lot of them are just the same comics. This was just happened to be the one where there was a lot of civilians. Like, I don't know what you call them.
That is the best thing to call a non-comedian member of the audience.
I don't know what else to call them. Like
civilians.
I mean, there was quite a few people there. Of course, they're all in the back, so it looks like it's an empty room. But oh, what's up, Kyle?
Oh, hey, Kyle.
You missed it.
Gav asked, "Where is this at?" How specific are we getting with that?
What?
With the answer to that question, he's asking where you did this,
Where I did this?
where you did the routine, like where this video was taken.
Oh, it's in the ship room.
No,
It's on a boat. I mean, we can say.
I mean, like we're saying the city, or
Sure, it's in Worcester.
there you go,
Yeah.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yep. Doxed. That's where I live. That's my house.
He doxed you.
That's my house right there.
He lives there.
You see the air conditioning? It's right above there. There's a little bed if you look close.
It's Titanic, 1968. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely the underbelly.
The only
all
thing
right,
you're
well-
missing is the sweet smell of urine.
Yeah.
That I guess
They're
it'll-
not
it'll-
able to capture that on
hard.
recorded
Not yet.
devices yet. All right, let's move on. I want to, because that wasn't really where I wanted to hone in.
She's gone. Maybe if you liked her post on Instagram, she would still be alive. This kind of dialogue goes on for like 10 minutes, so I'm pretty sure it's OCD. But news to me, like OCD is not just washing your hands and locking the door 7 times. It's this. Yeah, it's that too.
That's perfect, Nate.
Well, the next one is I'm in so much pain. Not because of that.
I didn't know how that was played.
That's just what happened. Anyway, I've lost like 15 pounds, which I guess you can clap for. Mostly people think I'm fucking crazy, but hey, I can write again. I miss you, Michelle.
Yeah, so I wonder if the beginning of that should be just a little bit longer because
it's just too.
it almost doesn't read as like it was a song.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna
Because
change
by
it.
the time the music ends, it's almost like, wait, what? And then you're saying, I miss you,
You're
Michelle.
right. So what I'm changing it to is it's going to start with, I miss you, Michelle Trachtenberg, and then it's going to play a piano chord. It's going to be like, I miss you, Michelle. Bam.
Yeah, that could work. But I think you need something before it too, because like you're trying to like adjust the phone to get the speaker right onto the mic so that people can hear it, and there's a little bit of an adjustment time.
Yeah.
So you got to account for that. I'm wondering if the I'm sad should be like one more bar of drums before you come in.
It's
It's almost a little too quick. Yeah, because people need to realize, oh, there's music happening, and then for it to be interrupted, for that to be funny, they need to like realize what's happening first.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough to get like the sound right because like my mouth is like on the It's called a dead cat, but I feel like most people wouldn't understand that. The fuzzy thing. Like my lips are on
Yeah,
that.
the mic
so
filter.
my lips are on that. So like, but it still sounds quiet. So I just have to figure out more of the mic dynamics for sure.
I mean, can they just turn it up on the PA? You
yeah.
just project more.
Yeah.
It's just 10%. I'm always saying 10% more energy will take you a long way.
Yeah.
Take you a long way.
It's hard to add energy to like depression.
I know. I know.
Like when you're trying to come
know
off
it.
as that, like it's like when you're like, the love of my life died.
Yeah, no, but
You know,
that's
it's like it's
there's a difference
just-
between energy level, volume, and emotion.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, for
and
sure.
you're conflating all three of them together.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. This is why
And
we go
when
to open
energy
mics.
goes up, the emotion doesn't have to get happier.
Yeah, this is why we go to open mics.
And volume and energy aren't also the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You can project and feel like you have the same energy level, but it's just more clear
Yeah.
what you're saying. And I think one thing to also practice, especially when you have to speak into a dead cat, into an SM58,
Yep.
because the high end, like the high frequencies are so dull, is just like try to open your mouth more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it.
Open your mouth more and move your lips more.
Yeah. It's tough, especially
Do
when
it
we're-
slow and then gradually speed it
You
up.
know what this is like when you have fucking sinuses like we do. It's like all my voice is just like every time I talk, like within my skull. It's like
Yeah.
on top of whatever's going on because like my sinuses are stuffed or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like not getting through. So I'm like,
Well, you
always-
also have a washing machine inside of your skull.
yeah, that too.
So that's gonna like contribute
Yeah.
to that.
Of course. So it's going to be a learning process, or maybe I should go see an ears, nose, and throat doctor, like everybody has been telling me, and fix it.
I think you should just put on a Britney Spears fucking headset and fucking walk around like Steve Jobs or Steve Jobs or Steve Ballmer.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Just start pacing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Maybe get like a shiny jacket.
That helps.
It does.
I mean, it's weird to think like what you wear will change, like how you present yourself. I don't know.
Yeah. And then that'll allow your face to be in the right place at any moment.
Yeah. So I got notes from a comedian in New York. His name's Rich Williams. And he was telling me that I needed to like play up the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, it like ruined everything. 'Cause like a lot of the comedy comes from the awkward dryness. So it's just trying to how to figure out how to get more energy into the awkward dryness. I think you're right. Just project, but it's hard because like you're on stage and you're just like, I got to do it.
Yeah. Well, again, energy and emotion are not the same. So got to find that balance. Dragon Stormer, thanks for stopping by, man. He said, good routine. He's going to go watch Miami F1, which is more important than your comedy. And I'm
fair.
not,
I mean,
I'm
no,
not,
that's
I'm
fair.
not saying that like
No, that's
sarcastically, like he's right.
He's right. Yeah, I mean, he's right. Why are we here?
Do you know how hard those drivers practice
Very.
to go as fast as they go?
It's very dangerous.
It's more than you practice this routine. That's all I'm going to say.
It's very dangerous. So, almost certain someone will die at some point. So that's exciting. I mean, people die all the time when they try comedy. It's like, I'm dying up here. I mean, comedy is rough, man. We murder, we bomb, we die.
It's true. Yeah, it's a very violent profession when you think about it.
So rough.
All right, thanks for stopping by, man. Let's keep going.
I'm actually going to do a real song, if I can do that.
This needs to be streamlined.
As always, I have no confidence in myself because it's rap, and I'm not made to rap. I just can't sing, so I don't have a choice. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And here's the thing. you really got to capture exactly what you did here when you do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because everything about your body language was perfect
Yeah, I
for
got
the delivery.
Nope.
Like
That's the wrong song.
nope. Yeah, exactly. You're already saying nope before like it even
Yep,
ended.
it was panic. Like, nope.
It was
just
genuine.
Complete. It was complete.
I also think the bit you said about like I'm not confident in myself, so it's rapping and that whole bit. I think that actually serves to make this specific joke funnier for some reason.
That's cool. That was ad-libbed because I was
because
like,
it also is like setting up. Here's going to be a real song, a different song than what you've heard.
It really adds to like it's going to be an actual performance.
Yes,
but like not great because I can't sing well. But I'm sad.
So I think I actually need to go back a little bit more because what I was going to comment on was not there, and then this is just the song.
Do you remember what it was?
No, which is why we're watching.
Oh, cool.
Great smile and an amazing sense of humor. And even though she had a great sense of humor, she would be like, "Hey Nate, maybe you should do music instead of stand-up comedy." That's called a callback. It's called that.
Okay, you know what? Here, let's back up and we'll drill down on this one.
Michelle was gorgeous. To me, she was the most gorgeous girl in the world. My wife isn't really a fan of this bit. I was kidding. She's fine with it because the only woman I would cheat on her with is dead. Dead. Michelle had a great smile and an amazing sense of humor. And even though she had a great sense of humor, she would be like, "Hey Nate, maybe you should do music instead of stand-up comedy."
That should have got more.
Yeah, so we need to optimize that one because that's a good joke, I think. Honestly, not 100% sure where we went wrong with this.
I just think it was just the crowd might not have heard me because it was.
Yeah,
it was that should have been a slam dunk.
Yeah, even though she has a great sense of humor,
she still would be like, "Hey Nate, maybe," because like early, if you missed it early on, I'm like, not being able to hear music isn't great when everyone's saying, "Hey Nate, you should do music instead of stand-up comedy."
Yeah.
Which also used to always get like a huge laugh, but this one was kind of mediocre, so maybe it had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they missed it the first time, and then the callback wasn't as good. They're like, "Oh, he's saying it one time. That's not a callback." Like, it's hard to say with these things.
Yeah, no, I don't think that bit's necessary. I don't think you have to mention that it's a callback. Like,
the only reason why I did is because no one laughed.
Right. No, yeah. I get you. But yeah, I think it just needs a pause at the end. Let it sink in more.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't feel like it's the kind of thing that needs time to reflect on.
Yeah. Well, it was just a anomaly when I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Everything like that I've done prior, and I'm not trying to come off as arrogant. I'm coming off as somebody who has tried this bit.
You have data
several times.
Yeah, you have
and
data.
It's like that part always hit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think maybe there's anything we can do for it. We'll have to get another version to look at. No, well, because if you do it again and you have a recording where it doesn't work, then we'll think harder about it. But I think maybe it's just
that night.
This one's just a speed bump for no reason. Let's keep going.
It's called a callback. It's called that. In fact, every time I do this routine, I imagine her up there looking down at me, being like, "What the fuck? I don't even know who you are. What the fuck? Why are you obsessed with me? This is so creepy." So I've ruined the chances of becoming her friend because when I die, there will be somebody at the gate with a restraining order.
Like a restraining order.
Yeah.
Like before, it would be like, so I've ruined all chances of being friends with her because there's going to be some guy at the gate waiting with a restraining order.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit more like dry and like angry, but it's like, hey, restraining order.
Yeah, I think the way you did it is good. Could maybe work on the delivery of like the way Michelle acts when she's saying that you're creepy.
I fucked that up. It was supposed to be like, what the fuck? I don't even know you. Who are you? You're not famous. Like it was like for some reason I was like, what the fuck? This is creepy. What the fuck? I don't know why I said it twice. Because I was trying to like not look at my phone for the whole time, and I think I just lost my place, and I was like, I gotta keep going because you can hear it. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a specific note for that. Just try out a few more things and find something that sounds like a little bit more natural
okay,
to like how a person would react,
yeah.
especially if they were a female celebrity. Okay.
So I've ruined the chances of becoming her friend because when I die, there will be somebody at the gate with a restraining order. Regardless, you'll still find, how do I become Jewish in my search history?
Which is good.
I told all of this to my therapist, and she was like, this is interesting. So interesting that I'd like to make a presentation to tell my peers about. I was like, well, that...
This is where I think I wanted to comment.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could definitely work with something here where the first thing your therapist says to you could be an opportunity for a joke.
Right.
Like, I told all of this to my therapist, and she said,
Nothing. What's the problem? Like, you know,
well,
that kind of,
you kind of already do that joke later, but
which that could change.
I like the that's interesting angle, but maybe if you put a little bit more emphasis on it.
Like, that's really
She
fucked
said,
up.
That's interesting. You know, keep going.
You should say more.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to this recorder.
I told all this to my therapist, and she said, yeah, let's drill down on that.
We should work on this.
You know what? Let's laser in. I think we need to maybe get to the bottom of that.
Maybe if I get
Whatever
my
that
other colleagues in on this too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
I told all of this to my therapist, and she said, I'm going to need some backup.
so I need to tell everybody in this building to help me out with this one.
Yeah. All right. Because you then go on to say that.
Kind of sounds like a breach of HIPAA, but
Wait, how do you do it?
so interesting that I'd like to make a presentation to tell my peers about. I
Yeah.
was like, well, that kind of sounds like a breach of HIPAA, but whatever. And
So we would need a different way to get there if we change that first part.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just okay, yeah, we're going to want to go ahead and drill down on that. And then maybe after that.
So what happens before it? But that comes right after the. So I need to look up how to become Jewish will be in my search history.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll think I'm going to be referencing that. So maybe I need to add like one more thing. That's like really like something
That's true.
you should like. Hey, we should look into that.
Yeah, just maybe reiterate the most fucked up part of the whole situation.
The most fucked up part.
Or you could just you could just summarize. Yeah. You could just be like, I told my therapist all about
how she's dead forever.
My obsession.
Yeah, I mean, right there I could add, because for me the worst part of it, like for real, like in real life and the bit, is my brain is actually saying this shit to me. It's actually like, she's dead forever, like really
Mm-hmm.
dead, like really, really dead, like she's gonna be that way forever. And her body is there, but like there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an empty body. Like her body's still on Earth, like in a box somewhere, and it's just there's nothing there. She's gone. And it's like my brain does that for 10 minutes, and it's like that is by far the hardest part to do in this whole routine,
mm-hmm.
because that part is like so fucking real.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me worked up like every day. I've been dealing with this since February.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that every single day that still gets me really worked up. Like even right now, you can kind of hear my voice is trembling a little bit, because it's like my brain really goes into it. Like it really focuses on that. So maybe I could go like so I told my therapist about how like she's dead forever, and like really, and she was like, well, we should maybe focus on that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing because Green Mage just came in and said, "What did I walk in on? Are you okay?"
Oh man.
Is that guy gonna kill himself?
Kill himself? Oh, and afterwards, she left, but I ran and got her. I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna kill myself, by the way," and she was like, "Okay, good," because it sounded like you were like really struggling. And then her friend was like, "Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that." I was like, "Well, if I can't do that, I'm gonna kill myself."
That's good. They just put that in. Yeah,
there's so many parts
honestly,
to put in, like there's so many. I mean, there's chunks that I've cut out that I really miss.
A lot of comedians will put into their routine
Like, so I
a
told
reaction that a previous audience had.
Yeah.
So it'd be great if you're somewhere towards like the middle or like the 3/4 portion. Be like, I did this routine for a room the other week, and when I got done, this girl in the front was like, "Is he gonna kill himself?" And then go on and say,
probably. No.
No, but say what you just said to me.
Like, I ran out and I was like, "No, I'm not going to kill myself." She was like, "Well, maybe you should cut this part out." I was like, "Well, if I cut this part out, I'm going to kill myself."
Yeah. Or she was like, "Maybe you shouldn't do this routine." I was like, "Well, if I can't do this routine, I'm going to kill myself."
No, I'm not going to. I'm fine.
No, but I'm fine though, guys.
I'm fine, for real.
I mean, I'm not, but you know what I mean.
For the sake of lols. What's the craziest thing about this?
Wait, hold on. Sorry, Green Mage. We're referencing someone who really said that. When we said, "Is that guy going to kill himself?" We're not quoting you.
Yeah.
That's somebody a real audience
this,
member
yeah.
said that after he did this routine. Yeah. And you just reminded me of that. That's all. Yeah. Because you came in when he was like ranting about some,
like, she's dead, she's gone forever.
Which was part of the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it needed to be watered down for sure, because it got that type of reaction the first time I did it. Like, that, I could feel the energy in the room. Like, I think it was sort of fun to do that, because it's like you can really feel the bit has changed right there. Mm-hmm. But like, I was like, but I don't want it to be too much, because, and the really funny part about this is, last time I tried it, I opened with, "What I'm about to tell you is 100% true, so feel free to laugh." Mm-hmm. And like, that didn't work, so Dan was like, "Say the opposite." Yeah. And so I started this one off with, "What you're about to hear is all a lie, so don't laugh."
Yeah, everything I'm about to say is a lie.
Yeah.
So don't laugh. I mean, just telling somebody to not laugh is such a good thing to ever do.
Yeah. I should have like also called them out on it just for funsies, like, "So don't laugh," because they immediately laugh, and I'm like, "Hey."
Yeah. Yeah. No, for real. Yeah. Stop. All right, let's go a little bit further, and then I think we'll mostly have covered it all.
Overall consensus is that I'm fine. It's you guys that are both doing it. No, for real, the consensus is
that part's hard.
That, I think it's better than the last time you did it. Let me back up just a little bit.
To my therapist, and she was like, "This is interesting. So interesting that I'd like to make a presentation to tell my peers about." I was like, "Well, that kind of sounds like egregious tip over it." And the overall consensus is that I'm fine. It's you guys that are both doing it.
That's better than the last time I saw you do it.
That part has been changed every single time I've performed it.
The overall consensus is I'm fine. She was like, "I don't know why you're coming. This all looks good on paper to me." And then just go, and then
I've tried that.
Like I said, guys, this is a lie.
Yeah.
No, but you see how I did it, where I like the long, deep sigh. The overall consensus is I'm fine. There's no. She said I'm free to go. No more therapy needed.
Yeah, really. That's what it needed. Because all I did was like, it was like, the overall consensus is that I'm fine. There's like nothing wrong.
I'm fine.
Like therapy.
Good.
I don't
free
need
to go.
Therapy anymore.
No more.
Like, I
no more
graduated.
therapy.
You have graduated therapy.
Yeah.
You have defeated therapy. Like, But yeah, because I tried, I'm fine, and people were like, "Oh, like he's fine." Like they took it at face value of like, "Oh, he really is fine." Like,
Yeah, you got to exaggerate a little more so people realize the sarcasm. All right.
No, for real, the consensus is I have OCD, which is kind of bullshit because I knew I had OCD already.
There's got to be some way we can do this that already gets a laugh by itself. You know what I mean? No, actually, what she said was the overall consensus that I have OCD.
which is news to me. Yeah, he's making.
I'm making a face. You know what I mean, though? Like, because like the whole audience knows you have OCD. You've said it, and like the whole bit makes it obvious.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a delivery there.
Well,
that
maybe
lets people in on the. Maybe just contrast it with like how much it is expensive to have a therapist. Which I know you say like, what am I paying you for? But maybe something more like the overall consensus is that I have OCD.
That'll be $200.
And that costs $2,000.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean that kind of piggybacks on the whole like. That would be like if you had 8 months of chemotherapy and then they're like, we think it's cancer. That would be $50,000.
Yeah. Josh S says pause. I agree. Which is kind of like, I mean, it's hard because we don't have the webcam hooked up. You guys didn't see how I did it, but like, you make the face like,
duh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Just imagine what I just said as a face, and that's the face I was making.
Yeah. I
think that's maybe the way. Try that out next time. Just slow down and pause. Yeah, pause there.
Yeah.
And do a gesture. Maybe do 10 gestures. Yeah.
I'll try that.
Does chemotherapy usually get a laugh? Well, when you just say it like that, probably not.
No, I mean, that's a really good point. That's like a really good point. Like,
Do I had OCD already? What am I paying them for? Right? No. That would be like if you had 8 months of chemotherapy and they're like, you might have cancer. That would be $15,000.
So it's not the chemotherapy they're laughing at. They're laughing at the
that it's
failure
obvious.
that is the American health system. That's like
Yes.
the fact that it's like you have 8 months of chemotherapy and then they're like, you might have cancer.
We think it's cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had 8 months of chemotherapy and then
They
they sat you down and were like, we think it might be cancer.
Yeah. Which is
We think it's
very
cancer.
much like what they did for me when I was like, okay, so what's wrong? And it's like, it's OCD. It's like, well, yeah. That's what we were working on.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a way to like make it less drastic because some people have gone through chemotherapy and there might be people in chemo in the audience. Like one time in the front row. And I was like, should I skip this part? Nope, commit to the bit. That would be like if you had chemotherapy. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to go to sleep and my brain's like, she's dead, like really dead. Not dead like a show, and she'll come back in a new show. She's not coming back, just like Dunkaroos. Except Dunkaroos came back, so that's not a really good example. She's gone. Maybe if you liked her post on Instagram, she would still be alive. This kind of dialogue goes on for like 10 minutes, so I'm pretty sure it's OCD, but news to me, like, OCD is not just washing your hands and locking the door 7 times, it's this. Yeah, it's that too. Well, the next line is I'm in so much pain. Not because of that.
You all witnessed something special.
so yeah, I mean, I think we've looped back around in on it. There's the song
And the song. So.
Oh, I did have one note for the beginning of the song.
Okay. Start off with the right note instead of being flat.
Something here.
Okay.
Instead of waiting. Doesn't even have to be like a really funny joke.
This is literally.
Anything.
I forgot to preface this with. This is literally the first time I ever performed it live.
Yeah.
Like, so I have.
I mean, that's just my
7
producer
songs?
brain thinking like,
it
gotta
needs
put ear
something.
candy in, never have a pause.
Mostly it's my chance to breathe because this song sucks, like to sing, because it's like, now that you're gone, it's night and day. What I want to give you to say.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
Need to do more breath exercises for sure. I mean, that's just gonna help you with everything.
Yeah,
but especially with singing or rapping. Great instrumental, by the way. I assume that you guys made it. Actually, Nate made it by himself.
Hi. Yeah. So this was like it's all true. I mean, the ability to not do music was like, oh, thanks, Andy. The ability to not hear music was just completely overshadowed by the fact that I was numbing my emotions. So I wasn't like able to do anything. And I also wasn't like, I just didn't want to. I just didn't have the ambition. And then all of a sudden this energy happens and I'm like, I don't want to suffer in this horribleness. I want to put this energy to good use. So I just started fucking around with stuff. So I'm glad you guys like it. Could always be mixed better because I don't know how Dan does that, but I'll never learn. Like, I want to, but like for the sake of like having that ability, but it's just so like, I don't know. Like I mean, not from the emotional standpoint, but I just don't hear how compression works and how, like, I know I need to record it all over again with like a different microphone because I know we're recorded on a dynamic microphone, so it sounds really tinny. But I mean, that could add to it.
I mean, like 90% of how good a vocal is technique and not the mic.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
you can make a whole album with an SM58 if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
interesting. But I'm like, how hard do I want to work on this? Because it's not going to make money. It's just like for me to vent.
that's always the calculation. I always say, if you're not happy with where you are from a technical perspective, the best thing you can do is just move on.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's the whole point.
Just
of making
finish a song and make another one.
The whole point. And like, that was the other cathartic thing about this. There were many songs that I started and I was like, I'm not feeling this. And I just stopped.
Yeah.
And I've never done that before ever. I'm like, I can't get this one to go. And all right, fuck it. Start a new one. And I just like, on some cases I completely deleted it. Like I didn't even save the project. I was just like, yeah, I'm not vibing this. And it's just not hitting any of my goods. And so I'll just delete it and start a new track, which is fucking stupid. You should at least save it and start a new project. But I was like, I'm so sure I don't like this that I'm just deleting it and starting fresh. Hi, everyone.
Tom Berry says, I think the pause at the beginning is gold. Do you mean the pause between the first like opening chorus and the verse? Because I think like you can even enhance people not knowing what to expect there without pausing. You know what I mean? Because the whole point of the song is you did a whole bit about Michelle.
Yeah.
And so they think the song is about Michelle.
Yeah.
And then there's the joke later where it's like, this song, by the way, this song's about the McRib.
I don't know if that was clear.
Gets a
Maybe
big,
you want to listen to it again.
Yeah, gets a big laugh. But like in that one pause, you can just say something like,
Thanks for stopping by, Josh.
you can say something like, I think about you every day. Every goddamn day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just something to further that contrast of people thinking it's about Michelle when it's not. And not having it just you standing there with waiting for the verse.
Hey, can I tell you?
I mean, it's honestly not that big of a deal, but just like if we're nitpicking, there's my note.
Can I let you guys all in on a little secret?
Secret.
It's about
It is about Michelle.
Michelle.
It is about
Actually,
Michelle.
it's not about. I've never had the McRib. I've never had it.
Dude, the
So
McRib is
why-
fucking disgusting.
It looks horrible, but
I
everybody's
don't know
obsessed
why.
with it.
Well, that's why they have to get rid of it, because they have to gaslight people into thinking that they
That it's
miss
good.
it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be fucked if they get
People
rid-
have to
if
forget.
they decide to finally get rid of it, which I don't think they will, because I think it's like a huge selling point. Like it's very talked about.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, the McRib's back.
If there's anything 2025 has taught me, it's that Americans can forget what things were like if you give them enough time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
And this is the marketing philosophy of the McRib.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that would be fun to let people know, because I'm not sure if it was clear, the double fake out. I was like, I finished the song and I was like, there's no jokes. Kind of like a sad, which is weird because I was like, I miss you. And like the girl in the back was like, I'm like, why? Like, I wanted to.
I
so
mean,
bad.
drunk
Like,
people.
why you laugh? Why is that funny?
People be drinking.
Yeah, I should have. That would have been fun.
By the way, for viewers, since rewinding it is enabled on the stream, make sure you set the stream speed to 1.5x until it catches up live, or you might be watching in the past. Oh,
Wow.
for people, that's not for us.
I mean, I'm watching this in the past for sure.
I assume if you're watching in the past, you're not interacting in chat.
Yeah.
It's like a pork Salisbury steak or enough barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it.
I mean, that's what they intended.
But so what I'm planning to do with this is I'm refining it, and then I'm just going to do all of the songs live. Right now I have 15 minutes of music. They're all different concepts, like taken from this bit. Like I have one that's a specific song about, if I liked you on Instagram, would you still be alive? which is my favorite song so far, and it's everybody else's, but and
It's catchy.
It's funny that I thought it would be too dark, but people get it. People are getting it. Like people are understanding it, and it's been so nice. And I think that also adds to it, because there's like a little bit of guilt of like, oh, I'm benefiting from her dying, so like I'm happy that she died. No, that's not true. I've talked to ChatGPT about this every day. And he's like, nah, bro.
That
that's
sounds like an
different.
OCD thought.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we want to play through the song and then maybe do a little recap or summary, and then chat for a couple more minutes, and then maybe sign off?
Okay.
What I'm gonna get for you.
We'll just pick it up from here.
This is Michelle.
Now that you're gone, it's night and day. What I'm gonna get for you to stay. Sunny outside, all I see is gray. Don't want the past to go. And more than me than I ever could know. Toughest thing, just to let you go. Hard to accept, but we good parted. Didn't expect to be the broken hearted. Friends all think I got too far. Made an impression like a star. I know that you saw some bizarre. Think you were my shining star. Didn't want this to be the end. The days are open to ascend. Don't really know what to be, my friend. But someday we will meet again. Oh, by the way, the song's about the big red, but I don't know if that was.
That's fun. That's all good fun. What was I gonna say?
Dude, Mike Shinoda for real though, because I just thought about it and it's like, fucking, why is it fight today?
Yeah,
fight today.
That's exactly.
What song is that? No. Paranoia is all I got left.
I wanna be.
When you say you don't understand, see, it's not meant to be. Yeah.
I actually went. I know. I should
Watch
know.
the mood sits in the sky.
I should know what song it is because I literally looked it up. Like, did I rip that off? Because does he actually say like night and day? But he doesn't.
Oh wait, we just did 2 different songs together. But to be fair, that's Linkin Park, man.
Yeah.
You could do that with Linkin Park. Paper Cut.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll trust.
Isn't that the one that's like whip,
That's
whip,
what
whip, whip, whip,
That's what I
woo.
thought. It's like a whirlwind. Yeah. That's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why is
the
it
one.
not today?
Yeah.
Paranoia is all I got left.
No, I actually was like, dude, I'm totally ripping off Linkin Park. So I went and I had to listen to the song and make sure he didn't, because I misremembered the lyrics. I thought he actually says like, blah, 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 night today, but it's like something else.
Well, I'd play it, but you know how YouTube feels about that. It's okay. It's really not that important. So what's up, everybody?
It's why does it feel like night today?
Yeah.
That's the first line. So it's like,
but don't you say the word day?
Yeah.
Or today
night,
or something?
It's night today.
Yeah.
Now that you're gone, it's night and day.
Yeah.
So it's night today.
Hell yeah, dude.
Now that you're gone, it's night and day. Why does it feel like it's night today? That's the bar. Something here is not right today. Why am I uptight today? Paranoia is all I got left. Yep.
So what's up, everybody, and hello and goodbye and thank you and forever to be the ones who love you.
No, but for real, like, thanks for hanging out, and I appreciate all the kind words. Like, this is stuff I'm working through, and it's nice to see that people aren't just like freak. You know, it's been a fucking journey of teaching people about OCD, because still people just don't understand. They just don't get that OCD is not just cleaning and like being like wash, like germy. Like, there's several different types of OCD.
It's like when people think Tourette's is just saying
Yeah.
like swear words.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that like Tourette's can be nonverbal.
Yeah.
It's like people don't realize that OCD is primarily something that happens in your thought process.
Yeah.
It's not like a physical action that you're witnessing, right?
Yeah. And people have come up to me after shows or after mics and been like, I think I have OCD now. Like
Yeah.
they're like, I'm wired that way a little bit. And because like I do think about, I was like, yeah, but how often do you think about it? Like, the difference is
It has
like,
to be like a feedback loop.
yeah. So the way that I describe it to everybody, just for educational purposes, we drive our cars, and a lot of times we drive by a truck and we think like, well, I could just swerve in front of that like truck. I could just go whip and then over. And then a normal person would just be like, that was weird, and just continue on with their life. But somebody with OCD would be like, why did I think that? Do I want to die? Like, am I actually going to do that? Do I need to like, I need to prevent myself from actually doing that. Like, and if there's a truck that I need to avoid that, because apparently I want to do that, but I don't want to do that. But do I, because I wouldn't have thought if I didn't want to do it. Like, obviously I want to do it if it came into my brain.
All thoughts come from a desire.
Yeah.
Deep down.
It's deep down. It's a subconscious, thought.
It's like you hyper-therapize yourself.
Yeah. And you just are stuck in it, because then you get stuck in the loop of like trying to figure it out, and you're like, so yeah, I mean, lots of people have intrusive thoughts all the time, but I think it's when you get to that point where it like just keeps on, it just doesn't go away. Your brain is trying to figure it out. It's trying to understand why you're feeling this way. And like, this is, like I said in the beginning of the stream, like, a lot of this comes from the fact that this is so surprising to me, because I wouldn't have expected Michelle Trachtenberg to be the person that triggered me. Like the person that just opened everything up. Because it's like, I liked her. I thought she was a great actress. Have I seen half of the things that she's been in? No. Like, I've seen Harriet the Spy when I was like a little kid. I watched some of Buffy, but I never watched Gossip Girl. I never watched Eurotrip. And there's like, but like, she showed up in like shows all the time, and I'd be like, oh, that's my friend. Like, because I grew up with her. So it's just this weird obsession. And it's been nice having this reaction because it feels like I'm a freak a lot. So I appreciate you guys like being.
We're
so
all
kind.
freaks.
No, I mean, but like really
in the sheets.
Yeah. That was a good high five.
It was. It was actually too loud.
Yeah.
For being honest.
It like sounded like you popped bubble wrap like right up next to the.
Yeah, or in my ear.
Yeah.
The bubble was in my ear.
No, but I appreciate everybody giving me such kind reactions because it's really vulnerable, and it's especially when it's like a woman, like a man obsessing about a woman. It's not a good look. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a good look at all.
No.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. That's an extra layer.
No, but that just means like
an extra
I
layer
appreciate
for
you
you
guys.
to deal with.
So thank you for.
I'm laughing because Lexi said she heard that. She's in the next room. She heard that high five. Chat spirit bomb that high five.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop feeling things. Okay, so now return back to. It's Sunday, right? God, go back to church.
Yeah, get it back in there.
No, seriously, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, and next time I have an idea for a stream that will be different. Something different.
Nate killing himself.
So if y'all want to tune in and find something, a little change of pace, be on the lookout.
It's Dan talking about his OCD.
I don't know. I guess we could do it next Sunday. I ain't got nothing going on.
I don't think I have anything going on either.
Let me look at a calendar.
I'm going to be tired because I'll be work.
The 11th. Oh, that's Mother's Day. Maybe we shouldn't do next Sunday. I was like,
we should invite our moms.
I was like, what are the chances there's like something that would stop me? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of the only holidays.
Yeah, I got a couple moms now, so.
That is on a Sunday.
It's on a Sunday.
Every time.
That's the thing, when you get married, you get another mom. If
I never thought about it that way, but you really do.
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
If they don't, Michelle Trachtenberg
check
before you
your
meet
privilege,
them.
Nate. Not everyone has two moms.
I missed my joke.
Sorry, what? Michelle Trachtenberg.
I was like, if their mom doesn't Michelle Trachtenberg before you meet them.
Wow.
It comes from pain, and I feel bad for saying it, but it makes me feel better. It lowers it. Oh my God. I miss her. And
Content guy said play Super Hot next Sunday. That's a deep cut. Are you referencing? Is that a coincidence, or are you referencing?
Oh damn.
When we did do that in 2017.
Super hot. Yeah, we played. I miss playing games.
Oh my God, dude. Our YouTube channel is 10 years old this year.
Yeah.
I mean, technically 2014 is when we started posting stuff,
no.
but like the end of 2014.
Yeah. That didn't count.
Not really.
Ugh.
He said he does reference that. Damn, bro.
Oh, shit. Thanks.
Well, it's going to be better than that. So you can look forward to it.
It's going to be mega cold. We're going to play mega cold.
It's going to be really simple, but something that everyone can participate in.
I don't even know what it is. So
He doesn't.
you guys are just,
And there's not really much of a point in me keeping it a secret, but I'm going to.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Like, give me something
You
to
guys
look
have
forward
to, tune in to find out what it is.
Yeah, I can be in on the
Oblivion. Yup, you got it. It's not a video game. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, we should get frozen yogurt when
Today?
stream that. Yeah, we should stream it. We should continue streaming as we get frozen yogurt.
Wait, today?
I don't know.
No, I know
That's
you're
just it.
joking about streaming it. But is the froyo today
I
or
don't
next
know.
time?
I just saw Lexi said, let's get some froyo while we're talking about a stream.
Don't we have a gelato place We
Yeah.
should go to the gelato place.
Yeah, we should do that.
I haven't been there since Jaredon was here.
Yeah.
That place is good.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
And they closed for the summer or the winter because it's too cold. Like when it's I love that. You know, like when it's winter outside and like everything's ice cream, and it's just too competitive, so all the ice cream places close down.
I like to imagine someone came in right now.
All right,
everybody,
Thanks.
have a shower, do a recycle.
Save the planet.
And we'll see you next time. Probably not next Sunday. Maybe probably the Sunday after that.
Happiness is a mindset.
Bye.